Hello! Hi. I'm wearing like the first full face of makeup I've worn in probably like 10, I need to close my window. There's children. But I'm actually going to a bonfire after this. There better be s'mores or else I'm gonna leave. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about an experience. I've seen a few videos talking about MAC Cosmetics and having like horrible customer service experiences. Personally, I don't have anything like too crazy horrible to report because I haven't ever really been a huge MAC Cosmetic person. Like, I don't really love the brand. I've never really put a whole lot of time or effort or money into that company, so I don't really have anything like fabulous or horrible to say. I mean, I haven't had a great experience with them, but I haven't had as bad of an experience as some of the people of the videos I've seen. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have the weirdest story to tell you guys about when I was in New York when I turned 16. I had a really bad experience with Benefit. So I wanted to talk about this. I have absolutely nothing against Benefit makeup. I've had, after that in Canada, I've had amazing experiences at the counters, and with the makeup in general, I love it just because I think it's wonderful. But I want to share this experience because this is just one of those examples where it's like, what the heck happened? Salespeople are horrible, and personally, I have been a salesperson. I've done this, been there, done that. But you cannot push product on people, nor can you take advantage of people who are either young or old or really young. Those are two extremes. You just don't. So anyways, let's talk about the story. Let's do this. Let's flash back 4 years ago, probably exactly 4 years, because I went in May, just after my birthday, and this is when I was in New York City. I had never been to New York before, and maybe this is a New York thing. I don't know. I found the salespeople like either horrible or horrible. There was like no in between. They were just not that great. They didn't really care about you, like especially as a young person. I just felt like they did not think I was going to spend money, therefore I wasn't worth their time. And I feel like that's often the way it works when people are on commission. Like, they just don't really care unless they think you're actually going to spend money, which is, I mean, I get it, but at the same time it's like, come on. I was walking through a high-end like department store. It wasn't Nordstrom, but we were walking through like Bloomingdale's or something like that, and I remember I was walking with my sister, and this lady at the benefit counter was like, hey, like, would you ladies like to try some products? And we were like, yeah, sure, like, why not? And so she sat my sister and I down. One lady was working with my sister, and one lady was working with me, this lady who like initially called for us. And so my sister's lady is just like saying like, oh, we just got in this new product. Basically, that's how they kind of got us in. And so my sister was sitting there, and the lady started applying the product onto my sister, and the lady that was doing my makeup was like, oh, like, do you mind if I just take off some of your like makeup? And I at 16, like, I didn't really wear makeup. Like, I wore like concealer and mascara, and that's it, because I don't know, I was young. I didn't need to be wearing makeup, and even now I very rarely wear like this much makeup, which isn't even that much. So anyways, so she takes off my makeup. Then she's like, I'm just gonna try a few products on you. So my sister's finished, and she's like sitting there waiting for me, and not even lying to you guys, like half an hour goes by and this lady is still doing my makeup. And I'm just like, okay, like, I'm at that age where, and even now sometimes in service situations, I just like don't want to say anything because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but okay. So I'm like sitting there just waiting for it to end. My sister's like, okay, we got things to do, we got places to see. And this lady takes literally like 45 minutes to do my makeup. She does like my whole face, puts on a crap ton of foundation. I was 16. Foundation, eyeliner, mascara, like everything, the whole 9 yards. And I'm just like, okay. The end of it comes, she shows me the look, and I'm just like, wow, like, I did say I think this is like a lot more makeup than I normally wear, but you know, like, I like it looks good or whatever. And she's like, okay, so now you can pick out 3 products. And I was like, okay, what? And she's like, yeah, you have to pick out 3 products. I'm like, what 3? I don't want anything though. And she's like, well, because you did a whole makeup look, you have to pick out 3 makeup items. And I'm like, okay, again, I'm 16. How could you take advantage of a 16-year-old? Literally, that's so mean. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So I'm like so done with it. So kind of, I'm like cross between embarrassed and kind of angry, because I'm like embarrassed that this lady is doing this, and I'm angry because I feel like she just took advantage of me, which she did. I'm like, okay, so I pick out 3 things, and this is, again, I keep saying because I was 16, like, I didn't really have any money. I still don't really have any money, let's be honest, but that hasn't changed. This makeup is expensive. Like, Benefit is not a cheap brand, so I think the total is like $80 something, and I'm just like, oh, kind of cringing inside, but like, okay, if I have to, whatever. So I get all this makeup, and then we go and meet my mom, and I remember this because I just remember being like kind of angry and like looking in a mirror when we were in a store and being like, holy crap, crap did she pack on the makeup. Like, I look like a clown. I don't even look like myself right now. She had ringed my eyes with like blue eyeliner. It was really bad. Like, it didn't even look nice, and it didn't make me want any of the things that I had just purchased. To be honest with you guys, I do not even remember what I bought. Essentially, I had all these products, and my mom was like, oh, like, what did you buy? And I was like, oh, like, I bought all this Benefit makeup and da-da-da-da. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. And the day goes on. And I'm a very emotional person. I carry my emotions very obviously. It's not hard to know when Emily's upset. Let's be honest here. And so I was very upset that day. Like, I felt really down and whatever. And so at the end of the day, my mom was like, what the heck's wrong with you? Like, what's going on? And I was like, I felt really like this was a really unfair situation. I just spent all this money on makeup that I don't really want. And I felt like this lady really took advantage of me. And like, I just felt really uncomfortable because I didn't know what to say. And I was like, well, let's just go return it. So the next day we went and returned the makeup, and the lady wasn't there, thank God. And the lady was like, well, okay, why are you returning this makeup? And my mom was like, well, you know, my daughter was just walking through the store, and this lady basically didn't even say anything about it being like you have to buy a certain number of products. She just basically pulled her aside and said, let's do your makeup, let's try something, and didn't really give me like a fair warning of what was going on. And the lady was like, yeah, we have one girl who does that all the time, or something like that. And I was just like, then fire her, or like talk to her or something like that. It ended well, but it was just one of those situations where I felt like, really? Like, you just took advantage of someone, lady. Like, do you want to fight me now? So I think it's just one of those situations. I don't know if any of you guys have had an experience like that. I find that a lot of salespeople, especially like, you know those kiosks in the mall, like in the middle of the mall, they're not really like a store, and they like be like, oh, try this hair straightener, it'll blow your mind, and they'll literally chase you down the hall with a straightener. Like, that's kind of how I felt in New York with like every salesperson, and it was exhausting. Like, by the end of the day, I was not only tired from walking, but I was also tired of like fending off the sales people who were like absolutely crazy. So that's my kind of weird benefit experience. That's not really the company's issue or like a weird makeup issue, but that salesperson was gray. And the funny thing is that now that I think about it, and like if I can remember correctly, I remember her makeup being very nice. What does that even mean? She tried to make me look horrible. Anyways, so that is my little story for today. Let me know if you have had any like weird makeup experiences or weird salesperson experiences. I'm sure I've had many more. Actually, one of the funny ones that I can think of, well, before I worked at a lingerie store, I used to get fit for bras. This is totally random, but I just have to quickly share this. I remember going to Nordstrom, and now that I know this, and now that I've like experienced bra fitting from like a professional standpoint, the lady at Nordstrom wanted to fit me in the nude. That is very rare. I think I talked about this in my bra video, and I mean, like, I don't really care that much. It's not a big deal to me, but after my experiences with Victoria's Secret I've been to, the lingerie store I used to work at, with another lingerie store I've been to, with like the Bay, like a department store in Canada, they never ever would ask you to fit in the nude. So that was a weird experience as well. I was just like, what? I was kind of shocked. I was like, really? You want me to get naked and are you all of a sudden my doctor? But anyways, so that's another one. I'm done for today. I think that's all I have to share. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!